What is going on, everybody? Hello, happy Taco Tuesday. What is happening? They changed the layout on here on YouTube, so it looks a little different, kind of odd. I hate when they change stuff, man. Leave stuff alone. The things they should change, they don't, and the stuff that has no real effect, they mess with. So weird. But anyways, let's see if you guys get notified. Maybe not because I uploaded a bunch of videos today, right? So we'll see, but if not, at least you guys will be able to see the recording at some point in time. But we'll see. We'll give it a minute to see if anybody else logs in. I'll say hello to all you lovely folks. But I decided to log in for a little bit. I got a little bit of time before I have to go to bed. Got to work tomorrow. Can anybody relate? We'll see. We'll see if the workers come in. No notifications. I bet. Anybody has anyone received a notification? Anyone? Anyone? Christina C, what is going on? No notification. Chris Solo, what is on? Man, I haven't seen Chris Solo in a year. Chris Solo from Nebraska. Where have you been? How have you been? Hopefully you're doing good. Any like is it like fall weather for Nebraska folks? Is it cold or getting cold or no notifications apparently? That's the number one thing they should change. YouTube should change is make it unlimited. Analog Tom, what's going on? No idea about Nebraska. Chris Solo is the only Nebraska person that Chris Solo and Johnny Carson are the only Nebraska people I've ever known in my life. you know, so I'm not too. I don't know any Nebraska folks. Lincoln, Nebraska. What's that? Cornhuskers, University of Nebraska Cornhuskers, right? On my deathbed, honestly, just starting to get cold on my deathbed. Damn, so you're like you feel sick or what's going on? You don't feel well? I'm gonna get better, recover. Thank you for being here, even though you don't feel well, Chris. But man, is there anything we could do? Pray for you, or please, you're welcome. Reach out to me, send me an email. Many prayers to Chris Solo that she recovers from her deathbed. That sucks. Um, that really does suck. But yeah, you can definitely overcome, Chris. Okay, we're here praying for you to get better, get well. Okay, so you're not alone. What is going on, Tom? How are you? Christina, what's happening in you guys' neck of the woods? Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Sometimes, you're welcome, Chris Solo. When YouTube doesn't send notifications, people will like be on YouTube or be on their phones, and they'll get on YouTube and they'll just see that I'm live, and so they'll check in, which is pretty cool. Melanie Owasco, what's happening, Melanie? How are you? Is it getting cold in your neck of the woods? Analog Tom says 58 degrees and cloudy in New Haven, Connecticut. Wow, 58 degrees. What's the temperature today? So here in Phoenix, it's been raining with cats and dogs for the past like week, man. It stopped. It didn't rain today, but yesterday was crazy. Today was 84. Tomorrow 76. That's a little cold front for us. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put one of these suckers on all day. 76 tomorrow, 82 on Sunday, 75 degrees next Wednesday. So that's Christmas weather for us. Love it. Love it. Hello, what is happening? Hello to, let's say hello to hello. So that's our weather. There's Tom's weather. I wonder if it's snowing anywhere. Do you guys know if it's snowing? Any snow? And Long Tom says that's what happened with me. I just got on YouTube and noticed there was a new video. Then I noticed it was a live chat. It's awesome, Tom. Thanks for being in here. Abby, what's happening? Abby, thank you for logging in. Or logging in here. I appreciate you. Abby, what's the weather like? Or in your neck of the woods? Hello says yes, right close to Canada, right? So you live close to Canada, up north, Montana, with Washington, Canada, Wyoming, North Dakota, Michigan, New York, all that, right? Am I right? Are you ready, kids? Who lives in the who what lives in a pineapple under the sea? That is freaking funny. A girl told me it was snowing. Oh, okay. It's snowing up in up north somewhere. Really cool. Abby says it's been hot here in Texas, high of 90 degrees. So today was like 82 here in Phoenix, so that's not bad. Hello is in West Virginia. Got it. Okay, so a friend of yours, a girl that's up north. Interesting. Speaking of West Virginia, I like your senator. I think he retired or he's retiring this year. Joe Manchin. He's always been a really cool dude, like very level-headed. Joe Manchin from West Virginia. Pamela Barkey, is that how you say it? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but I think it's Barkey, maybe Bark, but I'll say Barkey. Hi, Art. I'm watching from New Zealand. What is going on? Pamela, you're the only Kiwi. Oh, Bark. Okay, got it. Pamela Bark with the E. She's a Kiwi from New Zealand. What is going on, Pamela? Thanks for checking in across the world in New Zealand. I appreciate you. Chris Solo is going to go to sleep. Chris Solo, thank you for checking in. I'm glad you're fighting to get better, get well. Please continue to do so. Much strength and healing for you. Okay, Chris Solo, please check in again. Let us know how you're doing, Chris. So have a good night. Get some rest. Brush your tooth. We'll see you soon. Queen Victoria, royalty has made it. Queen Victoria. Oh my God, made it for the live. What is going on, Queen Victoria? How are you? Level headed is good headed. That sounded funny. Never mind. Level headed is good. Yes. Yes. Kendra, what is going on? Is that how you say it? Like Kendra? Very cool. Terry, hello. What is happening? Alicia Delgado, what is going on? I haven't seen Alicia Delgado. And where have you been, Alicia Delgado? What's that? Where's your dog? Can you tell me your dog's name again, Alicia Delgado? Can you tell me your dog? It's like a funny name. I forgot. I forgot the name, but I thought it was. I know it was a funny name. How have you been? Have you guys been good? I haven't seen you guys in a long time, but hopefully you're doing good. We need to do pet pictures. We haven't done pet pictures in a long time. Keith March, have you seen Miggs lately? I have not, Keith. Haven't seen him or heard from him. Hopefully he's doing good wherever he's at. God bless him. Maria Provencher, hello. Hello. Kendra, yes. You said my name right. People usually think my name is the hardest ever to pronounce. Kendra, nah, looks pretty easy. I mean, it's cool. I like it. It's very unique, Kendra. Gloria Acosta, all the way in Texas. What's happening in Gloria? Somebody here from Texas. There's somebody in here from Texas earlier, and they said it's hot in Texas. So maybe, right? Like humid or something. Keith March says, hope he's doing good. Yeah, that's all we can ask for, right? Hopefully these people. So I don't have any updates on Angela, Miggs, a lot of people because I just don't see them. I don't hear from them. But God bless them wherever they're at, whatever they're doing. God bless these folks. I just saw Carla recently, right? Uploaded the video a couple days ago. It was yesterday, and she's alive. So I can't update you on her. Maria B, what is going on? Hello. Diana Resendez, hello, how are you? What am I drinking? I'm drinking Mountain Dew, the Blueberry Blast or something. That's what I'm drinking. Miggs TikTok is gone. Oh, he deleted his TikTok. Oh, you know what happened? He probably violated terms, and TikTok deleted it most likely. That sucks. I'm not sure. I haven't checked it out in a long time. Felix Rosales, I'm just going really good. Thank you. I just decided to log in here for a little bit, say hi to all you lovely folks, and I gotta get ready for bed because I got work tomorrow. Bum bum bum. Teresa is in Alabama, 72 degrees in Alabama, Crimson Tide. Alabama. What's the freaking capital of Alabama? Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama. Never heard of Montgomery, but that's funny. Diana Resendez out here in Las Vegas feels just like AZ, I'm sure. It's 82 degrees here. It was 82 degrees here, Phoenix today. Tomorrow will be 76 degrees. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. 76 tomorrow, 76 on Thursday, 78 on Friday, 80 on Saturday. It's going to be a warm 82 on Sunday. It was 84 actually today. But yeah, it's really good. Next week, 70s. Next week. Yay. Yay. No more 100 degrees. Yay. Luigi, what is going on? Kendra's in Texas and the heat is so crazy. I wonder why. Why? I wonder where that heat's coming from, Kendra. How can Phoenix be colder than Texas? That doesn't make sense, but who knows? Marie Emma, what is going on? Hello. Analog Tom says he got banned once, then started a new account. I guess that he got banned as well. Migs. TikTok's AI is very I don't even know how to say it in a nice way, very delicate, sensitive, like a flower. Um, if somebody smoking or talks about drugs too much or just says words, too much cussing, they don't like that. It's kind of odd, but because you see so much stuff on TikTok, and it's their AI. Their AI just sucks. So what do you expect? Gloria's in Wichita Falls, Texas. I thought you were gonna say Wichita Falls, Kansas. Isn't there a Wichita, Kansas? Interesting. Teresa wants rain in Alabama. Ramon Martinez. What is going on? Greetings to you. Hello. How are you, Ramon? Kelly Hannah's 42 degrees and raining in northern Ma. That's I always get confused. I think that's Minnesota, right? Montana is MT. Yeah, I think MN is Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Analog Tom says, I've gotten account violations for quoting things someone said in their own post. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, TikTok is so frustrating, you know? I, sometimes I wish Trump would have banned the shit out of TikTok and just, said F you, but because they're like very frustrating. TikTok is very frustrating to upload. But oh well. So we're all having good weather except for Texas. Texas is having a heat wave apparently. So again, that's kind of odd that it seems like Phoenix. So we've been getting rained on for the past week straight. The past 2 weeks been a lot of rain here in Phoenix, a lot of flooding, and there's a town or city called Tempe here in the metro area, and they had damn some houses got their roofs were torn apart. It was kind of weird, knocking down trees and stuff. So it was really weird. Anybody have dinner? Oh shoot. I miss Sarah Begate. If you were ruler of your own country, what would the first law you would enforce? If you were ruler of your own country, what would be the first law you would enforce? God dang, that's a really great question. If I had my own country, right, what's the number one rule or law that I would enforce? Thou shalt not kill. Yeah, probably that, right? The don't harm others, no harming others. So that'd be definitely enforced, right? Arlena Dawes, what is going on, Arlena? Haven't seen Arlena in a long time. What is happening? Puffs, what did I say? Puffies? Puff Penguin? What's happening? What's happening, Penguin? No violence, no drugs. Gina, what's happening, Gina? How are you? How are you and the kids doing, Gina? Have you been getting a lot of rain out east, Gina? Like here in Phoenix, we've been getting a lot of flooding, tons of flooding here in the valley. I wonder how you guys deal with it out there. So Arlena is doing good, just busy with my daughters and going back to school. So your daughters are going back to school or you're going back to school, Arlena? That's interesting. Very cool. Um, for dinner, I went to my mom's house. She made a fish tacos. So I officially had tacos on Taco Tuesday, and she made fish tacos. They were really good. It was catfish, and just the way she seasoned them was really. And then I put pico de gallo and hot sauce on there. Not hot sauce, but like homemade hot sauce that she made. So super good. I'm still full actually. So my daughter's in school and I'm going back to school. Really cool, Arlena. What are you going to study? What are you planning to do with that education you're going to get? Congratulations, Arlena, on going back to school. Abby, yummy, absolutely, it was super good. I'm super full. Kids are doing good. That's awesome. Gina got flooding, crazy rain. Yeah, I'm glad you survived. Okay, I'm glad you made it. Um, so yeah, a lot of flooding here. It's kind of crazy to see so much rain all at once fall, but it was good. Gloria says there's a Wichita, Kansas, and Wichita Falls, Texas. Wichita. I wonder what that means. Is that like a native word or what? Wichita. I should have Googled it. Let me Google it real quick. Origins of Wichita name. Originates from the Wichita tribe, a Native American group who traditionally lived in that area. I knew it. Very, I had never really heard of that of a tribe, Native American group, Wichita. Very cool. Kendra said, "That sounds really good, Art. I had some chicken Alfredo for dinner tonight. Chicken Alfredo, that's the what, white stuff, right? It's like white sauce with the little noodles and like chicken. Chicken Alfredo, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Arlena's going to school for business administration. She's going to administer some business. That is awesome, Arlena. Great job. Do it. Puffles, say puffles or puffies. I can't tell. I didn't have much dinner, but I had Chinese food, and I've been in a lot of pain from dislocated kneecap for a few weeks. So you're losing your appetite. Dislocated kneecap. Damn, that seems like it would hurt. That means you can't move your leg at all, right? Because any moving of your leg is going to cause your kneecap to, right? Because it kind of hovers over your knee, and so your leg has to be like frozen so that your knee cap heals. So that's, I'm sorry you're going through that. That's has to be horrible, man. Dislocated kneecap. Ouch. Wichita lineman. I don't remember that song. Who sings it? Wichita lineman. Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell. Interesting. Glenn Campbell. Good old Glenn. Arlena made potatoes, chicken, and tortillas. Really, you made like you warmed them up, or you bought them at the store and then you brought them home and then you warmed them up to eat with your food, which is cool. But some people do make them like from scratch, right? Which takes hours to make them, by hand, which is awesome, which is really cool. Different flavor. It tastes a little bit better when they're homemade, but that's awesome. I haven't had those in a long time. My mom kind of forgot how to make them. Gina Lopez, what is going on? How are you, Gina? What's happening in your neck of the woods? My daughter makes flour and corn tortillas homemade. Really, that is all. That's a good skill to have, Terry. Don't let her lose it. Tell your daughter if she loses that skill, she loses her mom. That's it. You got to disown her. For dessert, I made chocolate chip cookies. That is so cool. Chocolate chip cookies. She's like a little homesteader. Very cool. Is she like a housewife? Like she just stays home and takes care of the house and cleans and cooks and laundry and kids and all that. So that's a job. I firmly believe that Being a stay-at-home wife is more like a domestic goddess. I think Roseanne Barr is the one that titled it domestic. I'm not a housewife. I'm a domestic goddess. You guys remember her? What's her name? Roseanne Barr. I used to love Roseanne. I still do. I think she's amazing. She got canceled by BS, right? Typical PCBS. But yeah. Queen Victoria knows what's up. If you lose that tortilla skill, you lose the spouse. Correct. I'm drinking Mountain Dew, like the blueberry blast. Not the not the traditional. You know, how there's Mountain Dew, just like a regular Mountain Dew. Then they had I like the red Mountain Dew, but this one's the blue Mountain Dew, so I'm trying it. My little man's name is Chawini. So that's Alicia Delgado's dog. His name is Chawini, right? That is a funny ass name. I don't know if it's the Chow or the Weenie or the combination of the Chawini. Uh, love it. I just think that's the coolest name. Gina says, was good to see Carla. Can't believe I've been watching her since she was 18 and super fan 31 months strong. Gina, you're amazing. Keep praying for Carla. Keep praying for her. I can't believe that I've known her for 4 years. That's like a trip to me, man. You know, it's like almost it's like she's family almost, you know? She's like that little rebellious niece. You know, it's like that family, a distant family member that just doesn't want to straighten out. That's what Carla is. That's what Migs. That's what a lot of these people that I've been talking to for years. They're kind of like it's funny. Like when off camera, I'm talking to them like I would a nephew or a niece. You know, I try to expose them to a male influence, right? A positive male influence, and let them know, stop messing up, stop, stop it. You can do better. I believe in you. I have faith in you. Kind of positive reinforcement. And so, so I'm not how much. I don't know how much goes in and stays, or how much is going in is going out right away, right? So I don't know, but Taylor. It's crazy you say that because that's how I look at you and Carla, literally like niece and uncle. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I can see that. It's very it's. I get frustrated like an uncle would get frustrated. You just want to shake these people, right? You just want to stop it, right? But you can't. You just can't do that. You have to stay steady. No updates. So here's a tip for you guys. If you guys don't see videos of people, right, go to the videos. If you don't see a video of Angela, that means I have no update on Angela. If you don't see any videos on Migs, that means I don't have any updates on Migs. I haven't talked to them, right? So that's a really good indicator of when before you guys ask for updates, because you guys go down the list of how's Migs, how's Carla, how's Angela, how's it, so no videos, no updates, because sometimes I don't hear from people. I haven't heard from Migs in months. Haven't heard from Angela in a long time. Haven't heard from her. Hopefully she's doing good. Hopefully Migs is doing good. Hopefully all these people are doing good. Okay, so the reason why I have an update on Carla is because she reached out. She reached out to me, said, "Hey, sorry, haven't reached out in a while, but yeah, I'd like to talk to you." Right. So Migs hasn't done that. Angela done. Nobody's done that. So God bless these folks wherever they're at. Cindy Lee, what is going on? Hello. Taylor. She's such a target being out there because of how young she looks. I pray for her safety every day. I told her that. It's so crazy. I told her that very thing. Sharon R, what is going on? So when I saw her that day for the interview that I just did with Carla, uh, she was on her bike, right, pedaling her little bike, and there is this dude at a bus stop, some dude standing up waiting for the bus. He's standing up smoking. He's looking, one way, and then Carla passes, and then he kind of checks her out. You know, she sticks out because she just looks so young and innocent, and some people might see her as attractive and just have the wrong bad thoughts. Oh, really? She's addicted to this and that. Okay, I can give her this and that, right? What can she give me? So I knowing her for 4 years, she's not like that, but that's not going to stop other people from viewing her that way. Does that make sense to you guys? So talking to her behind the scenes, knowing her the way I do, she doesn't see things that way. She's she keeps to herself. She's not, she's not fully street knowledge. She's not, because she didn't grow up on the streets. She's only been on the streets for 5 years, but she didn't grow up on the streets. I think she still has, believe it or not, I think she still has familial values, like kind of, she remembers like her upbringing and her mom trying to raise her the right way. So she still holds on to some of that to a certain extent, to whatever extent she can hold on to. So I think that kind of grounds her a little bit, and helps her to not fully go into the dark world of that crap. So that's kind of the sense that I've gotten these past 4 years, in all honesty. So when people say like silly stuff about, oh, she's doing this, she has to be doing this, she has to be doing, no, she's not. So that's, I firmly believe that based off of my observations and me knowing her. Carla's birthday was October 2nd. Mig's birthday is November 2nd. The bad thing about fish tacos is that fish to me doesn't fill me up like long term. Like it fills me up right then and there, but just long term it doesn't. It's kind of like I don't know, like a salad. It's like a heavy salad. So I'm probably gonna have to eat after I'm done here with you folks. So that's funny. I'm a eater. Zara Chaya. What is going on, Zara Chaya? What's happening? How are you? Hello. Cheryl Gillis. What is going on, Cheryl? What's new with you? What's the temperature in your neck of the woods, Cheryl? Anybody else? What's the temperature in your neck of the woods? Here in Phoenix, it was 80, what, 6 today? And tomorrow is gonna be like 70, what I say, 74-ish, which is pretty cool. Like, I'm probably gonna need this all day. I probably need to adjust my air conditioning, so that's really cool. 48 degrees in Minnesota. Wow. Cheryl Gillis, Chinese food too. Yeah, that's true. Chinese food does that to me. I'll eat a bunch of Chinese food and it fills me up, but then a few hours later, I'm hungry again. I don't know why that is. I can't figure it out. Taylor said, Ray, the 19-year-old girl you interviewed recently, reminds you of Carla. Like they both have that innocent look and they are both targets because of that. Yeah, I saw Ray. Was it last weekend I saw her? So she's still out there. God bless her. She's still out there. But yeah, 19 years old, man. Sad. Sad. Carla 22, Ray 19. I don't get it. Ramon Martinez, 72 degrees in Veracruz, Mexico. Is that where you're at, Ramon? You're way in Mexico? Interesting. Awesome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Ramon. The thing I know, the historical significance about Veracruz is every time that that Mexico gets invaded, they always land in Veracruz. The American military landed there. The French landed there. It's always Veracruz. So I remember reading the French Emperor of Mexico, Maximilian. Right, he tried to make Mexico like uh, a colony of France, and the Mexican people basically overthrew him. Right, Mexican military overthrew him, and there's a hill somewhere in Veracruz somewhere where they hung him. Right, so or they shot him or hung him, one of the two. So that's kind of all I know about that. So it's really interesting. I kind of when I see you guys' names and places, it's really interesting because I remember some history that I've read or whatnot. So really cool. Sharon, 88 degrees in South Florida plus high humidity. Holy crap, Sharon, is that where you're at? South Florida, that's Miami, right? 88. How is it possible that? Well, I guess it's possible because you're in a humid area. Yeah, very possible. It doesn't snow in Florida. It doesn't snow in Phoenix, Arizona. MSG in Chinese food. Interesting. I still don't know what MSG is. Uh, MSG. When I think of MSG, I think of Madison Square Garden in New York. Zara Chaya is from Miami. Very cool. What is going on, Zara from Miami? Your name is very interesting. I've never seen the name like that. Zara. Is that how people pronounce it? Zara, not Sarah. Very cool. Taylor, 50 degrees and raining in Cali right now. Wow. 53 degrees. Man, I if it was 53 degrees, I'd be really cold. I think the coldest I've ever felt was like 30 degrees when I was in the Navy and Great Mistakes boot camp in Illinois. God, that was I was freezing, man. Just the water, the wind, right? The windy city, so the wind just hits that was Lake Michigan, and just it's just cold. That's the coldest at probably 30 or 20 degrees. I don't remember. It was such a long time. It was 2002. I didn't look at my records when I was there. I always forget. Japanese Ninja, hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. NJ2689er, what's up? Are doing my sporadic check-in with you and the Big Lit fam. Hope you and the family are doing well. I'm doing super good. NJ, I appreciate you. God bless you. Thanks for checking in. Thank you for being a super fan. NJ has been like, I think you're my first super fan, dude, for like 5 years ago. So that's NJ checks in once a year. This is NJ's once a year check-in. So thank you for checking in. I appreciate you, man. Stay safe. God bless. I hope you're doing great, you and your family. Gina Lopez wants to eat without gaining weight. I'm a yo-yo. Damn. I'm a yo-yo. I'm a yo-yo. I kind of got lucky because I have pretty good metabolism. I've never, I've never I've never been chunky or swollen or fluffy or on the hefty side, or I've always been on the thinner side, and that's kind of cool, right? So Is it cold in Phoenix? It was 84 degrees today in Phoenix, 86 or something. So that's not cold, but tomorrow will be 76. That's a little cooler. Kith of life. Is that what this says? Kith? That's like that's if you ask Mike Tyson to say kiss, he's gonna say kith of life. Kith. Taylor says, Art, where is place that you'd want to travel to that you haven't traveled to yet? Oh my goodness. I would love to go. I mean, I was like, I have like a long list. The bad thing is that I hate traveling. Like I love history and I would love to be there. It's just the process of traveling really sucks for me. Like I don't like airports. I don't like planes. You know, so I hate being a tourist. But uh, just historic places. Gosh, uh, Tenochtitlan, Mexico City, to go see all the pyramids, right, from thousands of years ago. I'd like to see the pyramids in Egypt, but I don't think I'd ever go to, you know, to to Egypt. Sweden is beautiful. Uh, Germany is very full of history. I'd love to go to Berlin. Um, Paris, not so much right now. I think Paris. There's a lot of European countries that are all trashed out. They're like San Francisco. They're super trashed out because of stupid political decisions. But if they weren't all trashed out, I would love to go to Paris and Italy and all that. Go see the history of that stuff. I was with the Navy. I was in Spain, so I got to walk on cobblestone streets that have been they've been they've been existing for hundreds, if not thousands of years. That to me like blows my mind. So it's amazing. Japan is really beautiful. I would love to go to Japan. I would go to just so thinking from a historic lens. I would go to Okinawa. They have the little museum. There's that one. I don't know what it was, but when Okinawa got bombed during World War II, it was like one of the only buildings that stood, and it's still the same. They didn't rebuild it. They kind of just left it there. So kind of I would like to go there to okay, from a historical standpoint. I'd like to go to Okinawa, Tokyo, stuff like that. Taylor wants to go to Turks and Caicos. Is that an island in the Caribbean? If you go to the Caribbean, don't get on the wrong boat. There's like there's freaking there, there are hundreds of drones above the Caribbean and South American oceans right now. So make sure you get on the right boat. Make sure you get on the love boat. The love boat. Kelly Minton. My nephew Isaac is doing really good. I just saw him today. He's going to preschool, so he's excited. He's doing super good. Learning social skills, in preschool with other people his age. So he's doing good. So thanks for asking. Dominic Gallegos, I've been watching you since 2000, uh, 2022. Dominic, thank you for being part of the Big Lip family. I appreciate you, Dominic. Let's go. Let's go another 3 years, right? Yeah, this November I'll celebrate 5 years. Holy shish kebab. Arlena, have a good night. Get some rest. Make sure you brush the tooth. Gina says, I was medium and large. Yikes. I was medium and large. What? I was medium. I'm large. Yikes. Mm. Mike Tyson says, the kith of life. What tips do you have for being a successful content creator? Be consistent. Go to Iceland to cool off. Iceland. I have no interest. I haven't heard anything about Iceland. Damn, Iceland. I don't know anything, any historic significance of Iceland. Damn. I would die going there. Gene Lopez says my metabolism started working for me when I turned 40. Up until then, I was gorda. Alicia says you're medium. Remember? Yeah, Angela used to say I'm medium, right? She doesn't like fat guys, but she only likes medium men. I go, Angela, what am I? Like, you're medium. Shit. Terry wants to go to Punalu's beach. Do it. Hello says the plane for fantasy. That's I always forget his name. Hervey Villachez. I always thought that was the craziest name. Herv Villachez. What a trippy name. So that little dude was crazy, man. That dude was mentally unwell from like the whole like that dude was a trip. That dude was a trip. Like I heard his story afterwards, right? Yeah, you guys need to research that guy and you'll see that he was not all there. Tattoo, deep lane. Ramon Martinez wants to be an uncle. You need to tell your nieces and no wait, an uncle. That's your brother, your siblings to hey, step up, contribute. Kelly Minton, he wanted to get paid more. Yeah, he thought he was a star of the show. I wonder why people do that. Like that's kind of interesting how people fight over money and all that. Like, dude, you're on a successful show. Suzanne Summers did that. Yeah, Tattoo did that. Her Villachez did that. Who else kind of broke up? Good Times. They were fighting. The dad, I forgot the name, right? But the dad was fighting with the Dynamite. What's the name? Dynamite. I forgot that Walker, Johnny Walker, Jimmy Walker. So they're fighting about who the main star is and money and gosh, so crazy. Are you a granddad? Hell no, no granddad. Remember the Love Boat? I remember the Love Boat. The captain of the boat was some tall white dude, bald, very bald. The bartender was a black dude with like a mile wide gap. I think his name was Isaac, right? Isaac, long sideburn, little afro, really cool dude. One of the guys, assistant to the captain, was some guy with glasses. And that's all I remember. The Love Boat. Do 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 do. Lululemon, what is going on? How are you? Julie, was that the girl's name? Julie? I don't remember too much detail. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Dallas. Who remembers Dallas? I used to love Dallas. I loved Dallas. Dallas was awesome. I used to love that show, Dallas. It's crazy because I was a little kid. I was like, what, 12, 13, 14, watching Dallas. Like, man. Julie was a cruise director. She could direct my cruise. I remember her. She was like a blonde, right? Who Shot JR? And then he's taking a shower. Remember he was taking a shower? That was a trip. I think the whole world was watching that. That episode was one of the highest rated episode, most watched episode like in the history of television. That episode right there. Dynasty, I know nothing about Dynasty or Dynasty was a spin-off, right, of Dallas. So I'm not into spin-offs. I like the original, right? Spin-offs usually suck. But yeah, Larry Hagman was awesome. I loved Larry Hagman when he was on I Dream of Jeannie. Uh, what's her name? Oh my goodness, I used to have a crush on her. I was looking for when I was a kid. I was just walking. Every time I'd walk to school, I'd be looking for genie bottles, right, and rubbing bottles, looking inside, see if there's a genie in there. I was like, what three wishes would I if I find a bottle and rub on it and the freaking little genie pops out, what would my three wishes be? Right. So Barbara Eden, yes. I always want to say Eve. Eve, but yeah, Eden, Barbara Eden. Gorgeous woman, man. Beautiful lady. Yeah. Good show. I love that show. Major Nelson. Kith of Life. What's your favorite place to go in Phoenix? My favorite place to go, hell, gosh, favorite place to go in Phoenix. Uh, I don't think I have a. I like hiking. Oh, haven't hiked in a while, but I like hiking. Hiking's cool in Phoenix. Um, a lot of good restaurants. We have a lot of good restaurants. Downtown Phoenix is pretty cool. Mm, I think I have a lot of places I like. I like going to Phoenix. Leo, what is going on? Hello. I was born in Mexico. I was raised in Phoenix. I've been here since I was 3 years old. So I've been here 47 years. I'm kind of from here. So funny to watch that show now, and it probably wouldn't be the mainstream because all about women using feminism and men being men. Yeah, I mean, there's so many shows that are like that, right? So you have to watch. Was it Amazon that got caught? They were removing like the guns from um they're airbrushing the guns off of James Bond 007 posters, it's just dumb. Some of you guys know this because some of you guys have been with me for years. Absolutely abhor political correctness. It's like the downfall of our of our society. Honestly, just stupid. So you can't go back and rewrite history. I just leave stuff the way it was, man. So uh, like TV today really does suck. Movies today suck. No creativity, no nothing. They try to politicize everything. Back when I was a kid, movies and shows weren't politicized. It was just normal, right? And so now everything's politicized. Everything has to slant a certain way to appease a very tiny group in America. So it's really weird. It's kind of disgusting, actually. But that's a sick world we live in. So I don't watch a lot. That's why I'm talking about old shows because I watch more old shows than I watch. I really don't watch new shows. I don't watch TV. But if I want to watch TV, I'll go on YouTube and watch old stuff. Honestly, so yeah, um, true story. Lululemon says, "Good to see you live. A lot of people super missing you." So yeah, I mean, I've been off of my routine because I've been working a lot. Been working a lot of hours at work. So hopefully it calms down. I'm hoping it calms down a little bit now. They're going to a fourth quarter start slowing down, hopefully because of the holidays and PTO, vacation, all that stuff. So I'm hoping it slows down. Go back to my routine of interacting with you guys more on a daily basis, uploading videos on my normal schedule, and just have that balance. So I'm hoping. Movies do suck. That's why I watch YouTube instead. It's so weird, right? The news suck nowadays, movies suck nowadays, shows suck nowadays. Sports is horrible nowadays, right? Sports absolutely sucks. You want to watch real football, you have to watch football from the 80s, 90s, even 2000s are okay. You want to watch like real basketball, go watch the Bulls and the Knicks in the 80s, 90s. All right, just basketball sucks today. I haven't seen it, but yeah, I watched a little bit. The Suns just shooting 3 pointers, no defense. It's just horrible. Just really, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how things change. It's not for the good sometimes. So, what do you do? What do you do? Gentastic, what the heck? What is going on? How are you, Gentastic? What's happening? Nocturna, boop. You know what I was watching the other day? I was watching old commercials from Phoenix from the 80s and 90s. I'm like, oh my God, I remember watching that commercial. Yeah, anybody ever done? Is it just me? So I'm like very nostalgic, extremely nostalgic, and so I'll watch. I like watching old stuff because I remember that. I have like sometimes I have a photographic memory for time, dates, history, and it kind of clicks in my head. Oh my God! Wow! Look at that. So really interesting. Kelly Minton is putting lotion in the basket. Hmm. Kith of Light. So that's me, but with pictures. I always take pictures to look back on. Really? So like you take pictures of family, places, take a lot of pictures. That's really cool. I've never been like a picture person. I'm not a big picture person, but yeah, interesting. Very cool. What is going on, Gentastic? How are you? What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Here is like 86 degrees today. Tomorrow it'll be 86, right? 86. Yeah, it was 84 today. Tomorrow it'll be 86. Oh, 76 here in Phoenix, 76 on Thursday, 78 on Friday, 80 on Saturday, 82 on Monday, and then another cold front, 76, 75 next week. So really cool. Gina, I'm with you on that. I like watching old commercials. Gina, do you remember? Are you from Phoenix or Tucson? Where are you from, Gina? Are you from Arizona? Who from Arizona remembers? Come on over to Peter Piper Pizza. Do you guys remember that? I think his name was Tony, right? Come on over to Peter Piper Pizza. That was damn. That was 80s, right? That was for sure in the 80s. I was a teenager. Peter Piper Pizza, and it was smaller. Yeah, what a trip. Gentastic says it's 58 and raining currently. Wow, really cool. Kelly Minton says I'm nostalgic. I've been watching Dating Game. Dating Game. Which one is that one? Is that the one with Dating Game? Dating Game. Okay, so there's as a let's say a girl. So the announcer, right? The little host, MC, whatever, and then the person, a microphone, and there's like a wall, and there's like three dudes, right? Dating Game, they had a serial killer on there one time. The serial killer's name was he was a Hispanic dude from Los Angeles. What the hell was his name? That dude killed women. He was a big time photographer. He took a lot of pictures because that was his ruse. That's how to get close to women, taking pictures of women. They found thousands of pictures of women. What was his name? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? Rodney, yeah, Rodney Cuellar, Rodney something, something Rodney. Yo, absolute Japanese ninjas, right? Rodney something. Serial killer on a dating game. God dang. I think he won that. I think he went on a date. He didn't kill her. She survived. Isaac is doing really good. Dominic Gallegos, if you could give advice loving someone with an addiction, what would it be? Be as supportive as you can be. Be there. Be there. Don't force yourself on them. Be there because they're not going to be ready when you want them to be ready, but when they're ready, they're going to need that support. So don't try really hard not to give up, even though it could be very hard, right? Not want to give up on them, right? So yeah. Alcala. Yeah, Rodney Alcala. They didn't go on the date. He was too creepy. Wow. Rodney Alcala. Yeah. That is crazy, man. Serial killer. Wow. Pamela Maltese, what is going on? I'm doing super good. How are you doing? What other? Here's a commercial from the 80s and 90s. London Gold. It's the best. London Gold was I don't even know if they exist anymore. Was a jewelry company here in Phoenix back in the 80s and 90s. London. I just remember that little jingle. Isn't that crazy how like a jingle like stays with you forever? That's a trip, right? I grew up watching Wallace and Ladmo. A lot of people don't know about them. I always wanted a Ladmo bag. I always wanted I never got it. I never knew what was in the Ladmo bag. I wanted a Ladmo bag. It was just a brown paper bag, and they probably had candy in there, right? And an apple or something. And so I never got one. So I was always sad. Like, hey, how do you get to the show? So yeah, things change. Kith of life, what surprises you the most about today's generation? I think every generation is very rebellious and willing to rebel and be stupid and make really poor, shitty decisions. But really, what surprises me the most of this generation is that, like during my youth, it's like just say no to drugs. But what people were doing when I was a kid was weed, like marijuana, weed. Like, oh, don't smoke weed because you're gonna, And so that worked for me, right? Like, so just say no from Nancy Reagan, like made sense to me, right? This is your brain on drugs. That made sense to me. It didn't make sense to everybody, but that was enough for me to be like, I'm not interested in that stuff, right? It worked for me. But nowadays, people know that this stuff isn't as harmless as weed. This stuff is like killing people, and you still try it. I'm like, what kind of stupidity is that? So I'm kind of surprised how, as we're supposed to evolve and get smarter, but younger people make dumber decisions now, and I don't understand why. So yeah, it's really hard to rebel nowadays because it costs you your life to be rebellious and want to do your own thing. And all right, cool, do your own thing. It's gonna cost you your life, right? So it's a trip. Queen Victoria, have a good night. Get some rest. Make sure you brush the royal tooth. Leah says, I feel like things get worse and worse as generations go on. Yeah. Um, I'm interested to see how Trump signed a executive order for homeless people. Like you can't just be homeless anymore, right? You can't. The police are gonna give you an option: go to jail for trespassing, loitering, or whatever, or go to treatment center, right? Go to a mental facility. Go to your family's house. You can't just be out here in the streets just kind of doing nothing. So let's see how that works. Let's see how that's enforced. Also, he's sealed up the border. He has, drones, thousands of drones down in the South, right? South America, the Caribbean, dropping bombs on knuckleheads trying to, you know, bring drugs over here. So what impact will that have? Will he really go after the cartels? You know, when when the United States government labels you a terrorist organization, like that's you have that's like it's you're authorizing uh, um, where you can just like a bomb could fall out of the sky and just wipe you out, whatever country you're at, wherever you are, because they're labeled as a terrorist. The U.S. government doesn't ask permission of Mexico, of Colombia, Venezuela. And boom, you guys are terrorists. Boom, we're gonna drop a bomb on you. So that's the so I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that and how that affects the drug flow and all that stuff. So very curious about that. How that helps us society. Will it help society? Does it hurt society? We'll see. Time will tell. Kelly Minton, Fenty has reached our woods here in Texas. Yeah, it's everywhere. People who do spice are a different breed. Interesting. I haven't heard that word spice here in Phoenix in forever. Spice. Jules says a friend of mine was attacked by Alcala, Roddy Alcala. She wrote a book. Really interesting. Terry says it seems mental health issues are more prevalent these days. I would agree with that. Honestly, again, let's say in 5 years I've interviewed 1,000 people. Okay, it's just hypothetical. I don't know what the number is, but it seems like it's 1,000 people, right? So um, half of them mental health issues. It's just my question is always the chicken or the egg. What came first, right? Was it mental illness led to addiction, or was it addiction led to mental illness? Like I could, some of them I can't tell. Others they tell me, I'll ask them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was, mentally ill first, and then, uh, they tell me, their family tells me, and it kind of makes sense." So, so yeah, mental illness is a huge problem in America, and we need to address it. We need to open up mental health institutions back up. They were closed um, in the 80s. That's a fact, but they were closed because people were being abused physically, mentally, just every way possible. They were being abused, and so Reagan decided to close them. Um, and so because he's being pressured by Congress. So, but they have their purpose, especially nowadays. So cameras didn't exist back then, right? CCTV didn't exist how it's so prevalent now. So how, you know, uh, 4K is everywhere, right? With these cameras. So open up these institutions, have cameras everywhere, and there's going to be more accountability. So yeah, we definitely need that, honestly. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Damn. Now you have a friend in the jewelry it I've heard that before, I just can't pinpoint it. Molina Jewelry, they're on what, Callenbeck, 24th Street in Callenbeck? No, wait, not 32nd Street in Callenbeck? Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. I'm at a loss. Art, do you think social media has a lot to do with this generation is messed up? I just want your opinion. I don't. I don't want to say it's all that. So, but I don't want to say social media has caused. But it's a tool. So, for example, I've asked people like, where did you like? How did you start getting blues on Snapchat? You know how many times I heard Snapchat was the mechanism that they received of blues. Oh yeah, I used to see my friends doing blues, so I say, hey, can I buy some or whatever, So that's crazy, that's a trip. In psychology, it's called comorbidity. Man, I can't read that. Comorbidity, as in both issues existing at the same time. Yes. Comorbidity, like co to and right morbid, right? Wow. Snapchat. Yeah, I've heard a lot of young people told me I bought it on Snapchat. They delivered it on Snapchat. I paid through Snapchat. So where's the censor? Like where's it, how um where's the accountability? Is there accountability for Snapchat to prevent drug sales on their apps? These social media companies, like, we know they censor, we know they watch for stuff, right? You can't just send, for example, some crazy person is sending, you know, pictures of a little baby, inappropriate, like that's going to trigger the sensors. Why can't they trigger it for drug sales or illicit activity, right? Why can't they do that? They can, they just choose not to. So I don't know. I feel like social media plays a part in why the world is so messed up, but also think today's music has a negative impact on the kids today. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard people have told me, yeah, I was influenced by music. People have said that to me. I was influenced by rap. I was influenced by rap. There's a lot of rap songs. They say I don't know this because I don't listen to rap, but they've told me like, yeah, there's a lot of rap songs that glorify fentanyl and lean, which is like a liquid. You drink it and you get all jacked up. So whatever that is, lean, and yeah, it's just they glorify, make it look like it's cool. So I'm just trying to copy them to be cool like them. And nope. Perry Ochoa, what is going on, Perry? How have you been? What's new? Kith of Light says, I know some people that were addicted to hard drugs and use weed to stop, but then they get addicted to weed. Yeah. It's like a cycle, funky cycle. Like that wasn't that's so weird because when I was a kid, I didn't have that around me. Like nobody pushed stuff around me ever. I think stuff like that gets pushed on people that that can be pushed around, people like me bullied and stuff like that, so I think that's the crowd you hang out with has a lot to do with it. Kelly says codeine at cough syrup is lean. Yeah, that right. It's like purple or something, and they pour it in drinks with something 7 Up or something. They drink it and then they're just out of it, right? So that's yeah, that's crazy to me. You're drinking like codeine. What? Kid of Life says some people are just very vulnerable. Unfortunately, yeah, that's where a good upbringing, good values, and stay away from these idiots. Don't listen to that. Don't be corrupted. Just say no. Go to school, work hard, get a job, get an education. And education doesn't always mean college, right? Just go get a trade. Go learn how to be a plumber, a welder, an electrician. Go to work, right? Just stay away from dumb stuff. Go work for a company and work your way on up. Nothing wrong with it. Go in the military. Go do something productive instead of just throwing your life away. So knowledge is key. That reminds me of you guys remember GI Joe during their commercial breaks. They would have these little educational little clips, 30-second little clips, and at the end of it, they would say, "Knowing is half the battle." You guys remember that? I remember that. That made sense to me, man. I was a little kid, like listening, watching GI Joe cartoons on Saturday, and the knowing is half the battle. And doesn't that apply to like knowing is half the being aware, right? Just understanding, sharing, right? What you know, the knowledge is half the battle. Wow, love it. Taylor, I don't like rap music. I love Mexican music. I don't understand a word they say, but I just love the beats. You say beans or beats? Taylor Taylor doesn't like rap music. I love Mexican music. I don't understand a word they say in Spanish, but I just love the beats and the beans. Got it. That's awesome, Taylor. I love it. Love it. G.I. Joe was my Barbie's boyfriend. G.I. Joe. Let me see. G.I. Joe. Who's my favorite G.I. Joe? I like Cobra. Cobra was really cool. Sergeant. Wait, was there a Sergeant Slaughter? Or am I wrestling? I might think about wrestling, but was it Sergeant Slaughter GI Joe, or am I tripping out? Um, there are so many cool little characters, man. GI Joe is awesome. I like GI Joe. Do I like country music? So I'm gonna tell you the names that I like. Um, George Strait, George Jones, uh, um, Patsy Cline. I like classic stuff because just the voices were different, the lyrics were different. Like this new country stuff, I hate the way they're mixing country and rap. Country's getting political. Like, oh my god, just shut your mouth, just play music, man. Whatever. So even country's being affected by the PC culture. So yeah, old country for sure. You know who ruined country music? I blame it on Achy Breaky. What's his name? Achy Breaky. Billy Billy Ray Cyrus. That dude ruined country music. I think he was more pop star, but country-ish. I don't know, man. I just that whole Cyrus family, man. They just who claims them? Him and his daughter, all jacked up. Johnny Cash, man. It was again, everything was a different world back then. Robert Tovar, what is going on? How are you, Robert? How have you been? What's happening? We're here reminiscing about G.I. Joe, old commercials, the Love Boat. Don't go on a dating game if your name is Rodney Alcala. What else? Who still has a Polaroid camera? I remember Polaroid camera is really cool, right? You go like this, bzzz, it comes out, and then you have to shake it right for like a minute. You have to shake it little by little, it starts coming up. That was really cool. And then they give you that little white strip where you could put like the date, right? Remember? You put the date, like who was in the picture and what. Even though the quality sucked, that was pretty cool. Like that was like technology back in the '80s, like instant pictures. Yeah, so I love that stuff. Japanese Ninja loves rock from the '60s and '70s. Absolutely, Tina Beat. Those were the good old days. Absolutely, Tina. I was there. Who remembers? Who? So tell me who did this. Be back in two and two. Who did that? Be back in two and two. Be back in two and two. Who can tell me who did that? Anybody? You guys are gonna know. You guys have to know. Chuck Woolery. That is so cool. Yeah. Ness Aguilar. Hello, how are you, Ness? What's happening? Why is it that the guy from Mexico, Veracruz, Mexico, knows about Chuck Woolery and not nobody else? Chuck, I used to think that dude was so classy, like just a classy dude, right? Was it Love Connection? Yeah, right. It's like white studio, little couch, and the big old TV right here, right? And Chuck Woolery, yeah. I used to watch that. I used to watch that in the '90s. Damn, Chuck Woolery. Be back in two and two. Like when they would go to commercial, he'd be back in two and two. Anna H. My first country concert was Clint Black and Lori Morgan. Never heard of those folks, but I think the Clint Black sounds a little familiar. Interesting. I've never been to a country. I think here in Phoenix we have Country Thunder like once a year in the East Valley somewhere. Bunch of boots and the country singers, but I've never really gone. I think that because again, I'm just not into these country people. I can't even name you any country folks. Something about Waylon and Luke Bryan and like I see the names, but I just don't. I've never heard any of their songs honestly. So if it doesn't say George Strait or George Jones, stuff like that, Johnny Cash, I'm probably not interested. Who is that guy who kissed everyone on Family Feud? It was the guy that was on Hogan's Heroes. What was his name? I forgot his name, but he would kiss everybody on the mouth, right? All women. So that was just a thing back in the days, right? It was just kiss all of them in the mouth, the cheeks. Uh, yeah, interesting. Richard Dawson. Yes. Richard Dawson. Him. Do you like Tim McGraw's music? I've never heard Tim McGraw's music. I know who that is. He's the one that's married to. He's married to. Who's he married to? He's married to that one chick from California. Yeah, I haven't heard any of his music honestly. Do you like Jelly Rolls? The donuts? Yes. I've never heard any of the of. But again, I don't know what that is. He country or not? Kind of pop? I don't know. I just don't. I used to watch a lot of sports. I first started watching football, the National Football League in 1985. Bears versus was it Patriots? Was my first Super Bowl that I watched. William Refrigerator Perry, um, their quarterback. What's his name? I know he went to BYU. God, what's his name? Walter Payton, the running back. That was a great team. Uh, I stopped watching football. I was a season ticket holder for the Cardinals. I used to go every Sunday during football season. I stopped watching football because when they started taking knees and all that, right? So I would ignore the people that would go to jail for steroids, for domestic violence, for Michael Vick, what he was doing with his dogs, um, DUIs, drugs. There's this one wide receiver. I forgot his name. He was a wide receiver for Charlotte. He was he was like 21, 22, really young guy, really good. I forgot his last name, Muhammad or William. I forgot what his name was, but he got a girl pregnant and he didn't want to pay child support. So he paid somebody to knock her off, like to kill her basically. And he got caught and he's in jail right now. So yeah, I ignored all that, right? I ignored all that. And and but as soon as they started kneeling to American flag, I found that's like extremely I didn't like that. So I've never watched a football game since then. However many years it's been, what, 7, 8 years since that knucklehead calling I forgot his name, calling something. So yeah, I haven't watched football, and I kind of don't watch sports no more because I got super political, right? Just I want to be entertained, not politicized. I don't want your opinion. I don't want to know your opinion on politics, honestly. Go win championships, right? You have no authority. No, you're no authority. Your opinion matters for shit. You're just a dumb jock. Go play, right? Just go play basketball. Go win championships. That's what I want. But they can't do that. They're incapable of doing that. So they always want to shove political crap in your face, just BS that I don't agree with. Some people might agree with it, and God bless them. But I choose to cancel that. I choose not to listen to it. Not to participate in it. So yeah. So that's kind of my stance. If I don't like something, I just don't watch it. Don't participate in it like I used to. So my dad loved the trashy Jerry Springer. I used to love Jerry Springer. Well, he was the mayor of Cleveland, Ohio. I used to watch Jerry Springer because it was just funny. Those shows were like really funny, man. Like the stupid stuff they would do. I remember watching Maury Povich, right, when he would come out with the yellow envelope. You are not the father, right? So there's this girl, and she had like 5 dudes that could be the father of her child. And then Maury Povich, John, have the DNA test results. You are not the father, right? And then he just goes down. These guys all celebrating. And so I remember one girl, she had like 5 dudes, and none of them were the father. And she was like crying and crying. Do you guys remember that? Lehua Manahuna. What is going on? Hello. Pamela Maltese. Isaac is doing really good. Jenny Jones. I remember Jenny Jones. What happened? Jenny Jones show got sued, and I think it kind of killed her show. She had a dude that said, "Hey," she invited some dude. So the producers brought some guy on the show that, "Hey, you have a high school sweetheart. You have a high school sweetheart from high school that wants to let you know, all these years, 20 years later, how they feel about you." So this guy comes on stage, and then they bring out the crush that had the crush on this dude. It was a dude. And so the guy that's sitting there didn't know it was a guy, and um, he felt upset. He felt like embarrassed. And so when he gets back home, he goes and kills the dude that had the crush on him, that kills him. And so, yeah, I remember that. Maury Povich was married to Connie Chung. I always thought that was a weird connection. They looked, I don't know. I used to watch Phil Donahue when I was a kid. I used to watch a lot of TV when I was a kid. That's probably why I know so much random stuff. I used to read books and watch TV as a kid. So I've been here for an hour and a half. Holy crap! I have to log off. Steve Young, how are the 49ers like one of the luckiest freaking teams? How do you get Joe Montana and the very next quarterback is Steve Young? How do you get two Hall of Famers back to back? That's like insane to me. Has that ever happened before? That's a trip. Gene Lopez, as a kid, a lot of people thought I was Hawaiian. That's awesome, Gene. You look Hawaiian or what? What's that movie called? Mohana? Is that what it is? And that little girl, is that a girl? Mohana's a girl or no? Anyways, gang, it's already 10:13. I've been here for an hour and a half. It seems like 30 minutes, but it's been an hour and a half. I've been talking about the 80s. So any of the Facebook posting you or fake using your stuff? Most likely it's fake, probably. I'm not sure which posting you're talking about. Whip it. So you just got to be very and smart about who you see post stuff, because these knuckleheads try to fool on Facebook. It has to be Lost in Phoenix, right? If it doesn't say Lost in Phoenix, then they're just fooling you. There several have to be care. Yes. Anyways, gang, you guys have a good night. Get some rest. Make sure you brush your tooth. Here's some try to give you guys some balloons. I'm gonna boom, boom, boom. About to get lazed. Bzzz. Have a good night. Get some rest. Brush your tooth, please, to avoid gingivitis and plaque and buildup and all that funky stuff. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Bye.